Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Good afternoon, and we welcome you inside the Countryside Arena here in Sudbury. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Matt Sukram, who is just getting orientated with the broadcast. And we're underway here in Sudbury. I'm your color guy. Matt is your play-by-play guy, and he's got his notes and he's ready to go here for the game against the Hearst Lumberjacks versus the Sudbury Cubs.
I've also got my sandwiches ready for the intermission, so here we go. Game number 3 here at Ring 2 at Countryside.
Non-stop action.
Absolutely. The Cubs trying to push that one forward. And you could tell the Cubs are playing by the amount of fans that are in the arena now. Sobush with the shot. Save made. Mateo Gennaro stopping that one.
Quick start here between these two teams as we're 46 seconds in, and really, you know, it's funny. I made the question as Claude Giroux. I'm pretty sure he still owns the Hearst Lumberjacks. I was wondering if they were going to change their colors to Ottawa Senator colors.
That's right.
As he owned, you know, they're the Flyers colors, right, for the Lumberjacks. And then the Sudbury Cubs in their blue and white, and they look snazzy because I like teams that are blue and white.
They seem to break your heart a bit, though.
They do. We don't talk about that anymore. I mean, I've never said anything like that. What are you talking about?
There's a push from behind. Como gets up, but the puck is stolen. McCharles, North Bay native, puts it up ahead. Walker with a backhanded chance, gets by Gennaro. Shot comes in and out of the glove. Cleared up to the blue line. Newton's shot comes in. That goes high on the near side. Walker tried to feed it to the middle. Trying to play it off a skate, and it gets cleared as Elliott goes chasing it down the ice. Walker in the neutral zone. Now to Newton. Makes a nifty move to get some room. Tries to get it into the middle, but it's knocked off his stick. Kirch is able to pick it up. And it comes out to the neutral zone. Some fast-moving skaters there. Shanks going in down the middle. 1-on-4 into the zone, and, well, it's the greater number that wins that battle there as they couldn't get the puck off, or they got the puck off of Shanks. Sudbury in control here in the early going. We are 2:02 into it. The Lumberjacks just really looking to try to get any kind of control off the puck as they're having trouble just clearing their own end. Now they're moving the puck down the ice. That looks like Klugerman putting it on net. Stop made. Another attempt at it. Whacked away again. Penalty coming up for the Cubs as Hearst controls the puck. Harley with it on the left side. Walking in. Feeds it through the slot. It's off his skate. Picked up off the boards. A long delayed penalty here, as the Cubs have not touched the puck in the last 30 seconds or so. Klugerman again, looking to pinch in. Now he goes across to the right side in front of the Cubs bench. Skates back to the middle on a nice move. Knocked off his stick. He gets it back, plays it to the point. That's Demers with it. Over to Harley. Into the middle. On the stick of Palfy. It's finally touched by the Cubs. And the the play is blown down, and it will result in a penalty. 3:04 in, and the Cubs will go on the penalty kill. Hearst with their first power play opportunity of the game, as Cole Crowder is in the box.
3 minutes and 4 seconds gone here. And as you mentioned, we're going to see our first penalty of the game going to the Cubs, who are in the road whites. Yes, that's right. The Cubs are in the road whites here in Sudbury because this game, while still a league game here at the NOHJL Showcase, the Sudbury Cubs are considered
stolen at the line, going down on a 2-on-0. The pass across, and they can't get a shot off on the great back check by Hearst, Noah Janicki.
And just to finish that, they are considered the road team here today, the Cubs.
Janicki with the puck at the line now. Klugerman from the near side, back to Janicki. Puts it on net, goes wide. Turnover in front of the net, backhanded chance, and the save is made by the Sudbury netminder. And we get another stoppage in play. That's Nathaniel Boyes in net for Sudbury.
And he's in the 3 games now that I've seen Sudbury play this year. 2 of them, of course, against the Voodoos, won the home opener, and then once again about a week later in Powassan. Boyes has started both games, and Boyes has looked great in both games. Also, the Voodoos now, after their game, are all set up down behind the Cubs. I guess you got nothing else to do but go back to the hotel at this point, right? So
there's lots to do in Sudbury. Don't sell this city short. There's a play on net, deflected away. As Hearst continues their power play attack here, really controlling the puck well in the zone. Como to the middle. At the line. Played back in on the backhand on the half boards. Back to the line. There's a shot in. Now it comes into the slot. A couple of chances. Kicked away. And it'll be chased down the ice by Schillinglaw from New Liskeard, Ontario. Big kid at 6'2", 180 pounds. Sent down the ice. That's Tyler Patterson from Newcastle, Ontario. My grandfather was actually born in Newcastle, UK. And yes, we do support that EPL team, although they have not been good in recent years. Recent years, that team has had a long time since they actually have had even a winning season, so...
Hard luck sports fan over here.
Yeah. There was a rumor that Newcastle was in the running to get Lionel Messi at one point a few years ago, but that was a pipe dream.
Could you imagine? It would have been insane.
5.5 gone here in the first period. That's Biederman who drops it back. Jeffrey trying to play that forward. That puck skips past the stick of Janicki. Along the end boards to the far side. Now back in behind the net. Tries to set it up. Biederman's shot goes wide. Biederman had a good game against Powassan when I saw him at the Sportsplex a few weeks ago, scoring a goal in that game, in fact.
Yeah, he currently leads the Greater Sudbury Cubs with 12 points in 9 games, so he's been lethal. And also, to add a bit of a North Bay flavor as well to this game, Marshall McCharles, as we mentioned before on this broadcast, playing for the Greater Sudbury Cubs here, as he is the draft pick of the Sudbury Wolves. And, of course, the official affiliate team is the Espanola Paper Kings, who we saw earlier today as they fell 3-0 to the French River Rapids in Game 1 here at the NOHJL Showcase. But still good to see some North Bay flavor out there, Matt.
And that's something that might confuse people, is that, yes, Espanola is the affiliate team of the Sudbury Wolves, but the Cubs are not.
The Powassan Voodoos were not the battalion affiliate team, but the Pembroke Lumber Kings were for a little while.
That's right.
Things change.
Play in behind the net. That is Svaric trying to get the puck out. Now on the far side boards, and that play continues. It's on the stick of Svaric here. Sends it to the left side for Schillinglaw. In behind the net. Svaric comes out and tries to just tuck it in behind the Sudbury netminder Boyes. Played in the middle. There's a chance in front of the net, and Boyes had to make a quick stop there too. That's sent down the ice. 7:15 gone. Players to watch yet is a segment we have yet to do. So why don't we give Mike the financial guy his sponsorship plug.
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
For the Hearst Lumberjacks, I really like the play of Riley Klugerman. He's been playing for the Lumberjacks for a few years now, and he's been a very dangerous player in his time in Hearst. And for the Greater Sudbury Cubs, I'm going to go with number 24, Nolan Newton from French River, Ontario. He's looked very dangerous so far in his time in Sudbury, and he's a rookie this year, and he's up there with points. In 9 games played, he has 8 points total, 4 goals and 4 assists.
Play blown down once again. So Hearst comes in leading the East Division at 6-2-0, 12 points so far. Goal differential of plus 13, 36 goals for, 23 against. While the Greater Sudbury Cubs come in second in the West Division. They are 6-2-1 in their 9 games. 41 goals for, 26 against. Goal differential of 15 on that side. As the netminder Gennaro holds on to it again.
Lots of back and forth action here as the Greater Sudbury Cubs currently hold the edge 5-4 in shots. And we're just under 8 minutes played. And again, lots of back and forth action between these two teams. We'll have to see if one team, like Powassan did in the previous game, took over in the third period. We'll have to see if one team here takes over and takes control of this game.
Harley with the puck behind the Lumberjacks goal line. Flips it around to the far side, and now Harley with it again. Lost control. There's McCharles for the Cubs. Trying to dig away at it. Comes up to the line. The Cubs keep it alive in the zone. Toffoli tried to play deep. Now the Lumberjacks with a chance to get it back out. That's Janicki. And it's cleared up to the blue line. Couple of stick checks from Como and McCharles, and the puck is back in the Lumberjack zone, but not for long as Como comes out of the zone with it down the left wing side. Tries to drag it to the middle. He's pushed off the puck. McCharles flips it around to the far side. That is, I believe that was Harley over there again. Sent back into the corner. Couple of hard shoves in that corner. And it is cleared out of the zone. Ellis dumps it in. Klitsch takes control. Sudbury looking to get something set up in the offensive zone. They lose the puck. And it's down the right wing side with Palfy in control. His pass across the zone gets blocked, and now Sudbury go the other way. Smith into the attacking zone. Tried to find Biederman. Knocked off his stick. Behind the net, Liam McDonald has it. Sends it down the ice on the right side. Picked up there by Jermolenko. From Lake Orion, Michigan. He gets pushed into the boards. McDonald chasing deep into his own territory. Already 10-15 gone. In this first period, no score. And there hasn't been a stoppage in play in a while either. Just a lot of back and forth action. Smith can't catch up to it. Justin Carrier. The hometown boy from Hearst. Carrier gets it out to Klugerman. Dishes it off on the right side. Shot comes in. Blocker save made. Bouncy puck at the side of the net, and that gets past everybody to the far side. Just tried to backhand that one in. Was Klugerman. Thrown it in the corner. Jeffrey in the battle there for Sudbury. The puck comes out of the zone. Now Crowder goes in. Crowder dishes it off. Turns, fires, and a good save made by the goaltender Gennaro just to get a piece of that one. Saw a couple people thinking Crowder maybe should have just shot the puck instead of passing that one over to Mazzotta. On the attack again, Harris into the zone for the Cubs. Janicki involved on the far side for Hearst. Crowder ends up with the puck. Comes back up high into the zone, finds Ellis at the point, shot in. Stop made by Gennaro, and that will be a stoppage and play, and that'll be our mid-period break.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And on the rink surface to behind our broadcast, after 20 minutes of play, the Yellow Lake Red Wings and Cochrane Crunch find themselves scoreless in the other game happening right now. The second and last game happening on that ice pad, and then we will have one more game here this evening for you from rink number 2. That's the Sioux Thunderbirds versus the Timmins Rockets, 6:45. That one promises to be a good one, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. The Timmins Rocks second in the East, and the Sioux Thunderbirds trailing everybody last in the West, although they are 3-5 on the season. So far, pretty good game played here between Hearst and Sudbury. It's just been a lot of back and forth and not a ton of stoppages. I'm not sure which team that favors as of yet. This is my first look at Hearst, and they're a pretty big team with quite a bit of speed as well.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, too, is that they are a dangerous offensive team, as they have two players in Riley Klugerman and Zachary Demers, who are tied atop the NOHJL scoring lead with 17 points apiece. So, I mean, they have size, they have speed, and they have scoring touch as well.
He also leads the league with 9 goals in his 8 games. And he's had a couple of good opportunities early on. Here they come down the left wing side. There's a shot that gets stopped. I think Svarich's shot got blocked by his own teammate. Behind the net in the Hearst zone. That's Klugerman. Flips it to the near side for Svarich. Landers coming in. Landers tried to get open to a wide open Walker, but just couldn't connect it to his stick. There's another chance off the blocker of Gennaro. Ellis keeps it in at the line. And on the far side, Toffoli controls. Toffoli sends it in. That one's wide of the net. Gets right in now on the goaltender Gennaro, and he smothers it for another stoppage and play.
That's probably the best chance we've seen in this game so far, as Toffoli got up close and personal with the Hearst netminder and almost got it past him, but it hit his glove and bounced down right back in front of him in the blue paint, so he was able to pounce on that one quickly and get the stoppage of play.
Right off the draw, Schillinglaw fires it off the boards, and it gets up to the stick of Palfy, the captain for the Lumberjacks, carrying it in, but it goes off his stick and out of play again.
Yeah, again, the Cubs in the road whites, it's kind of a little bit strange here to see it, but here they are. And it's also a little bit strange. They'll have to get used to the ice service a little bit over here, because on the home side, which is rink 1 in here, which has the big Cubs logo at center ice, it's an Olympic-sized ice, whereas this is more NHL regulation size. So not as wide for the Cubs, and it'll be interesting to see if they can keep up in this one.
Playback underway. Newton going in. And the play is blown down. So 6:30 gone now, as we're going to get a call here. Looks like it's holding. And it's against Harley. So he'll be sitting in the box.
Golden opportunity now for the Cubs to take control of this game. They're going to get off to the man advantage here with the next 2 minutes at the most. Hoping to be a little bit less than 2 minutes for them, though, because that'll mean that they have scored and given the home fans here something to cheer about.
Off the draw, Hearst can't get it out. It hits the netting behind the glass, so they'll redo it. Hearst comes in with an 81.1% penalty kill rate, 7 goals allowed on 37 times shorthanded. Sudbury comes in 7 for 37, so the exact same numbers, and there's a chance in front of the net, and the goaltender Gennaro keeps it out. 18.9% on the power play for Sudbury. Second best mark in the West Division. The 4th best mark overall in the NOHJL. Shanks coming down. Into the corner. Finds Smith. He goes in the far side corner. Now Biederman is there. To the end boards to Shanks. Lost control, but not out. Smith at the right side point. Takes a shot. That gets blocked. Ellis tries to help him out. Sending it in behind the net. Biederman battles back there with Carrier, I believe. And it is Justin Carrier of Hearst who can't get it out from that area. Ellis now from the blue line sends it in, deflected. And the Cubs maintain possession. Trying to get over to Sobush and now to the far side boards. Play back in front of the net. Hearst in control and they will clear. 5 minutes to go in the first period. Still no score and 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Harley. And that will be icing called against Sudbury. Obviously, Daryl Moxham not going to be happy with how this power play is ending up for Sudbury.
It started with some promise too, as they had a lot of the possession in the Hearst zone, and we just weren't able to get a goal or a puck past Denaro. And now, ever since then, it's been all Hearst that has been able to keep things in the out of their zone and out of the danger areas.
Gregory Harley will be back on the ice in 10 seconds. Unless Sudbury can get something going here. They play it in front. Shanks was there. Couldn't get the shot off. It's sent right back down the ice, and now we are back to 5-on-5 play. Newton for Sudbury. Gets it up to Shanks, coming down the right wing. Fires it in, glove side, wide of the net. Toffoli on the far side sends it in. Stick save made by Gennaro as he just deflects it over the glass and out of play. So Sudbury up to 9 shots now through this first period with 4:14 remaining. But nothing yet to show for it on the score column.
Every time I look at the scoreboard, I'm thrown for a loop because I'm like looking at home and I'm like, oh yeah, Sudbury has 6 shots on goal. But no, it's Hearst as the home team. We won't have that issue tomorrow against the Voodoos.
That's right. Mazzata keeps the puck in. To the far side. That is Siren. Siren trying to hold on to it. Lost it from behind the net, and now it comes clear. Bazaluk gets thrown into the boards. He gets tripped. Como looked like he ended up with a puck, and then he got tripped as well. And they're going to get called on one of those. Yeah, a hook coming up against Sudbury. And so now we'll see the number 1 ranked power play in the league go to work. Hearst comes into the game 31.7% on the power play, 13 for 41 coming into this game through their 8 games, while Sudbury have allowed 9 power play goals on 37 times shorthanded, 75.7% on the penalty kill for the Cubs.
And that's Harris who will be in the box, serving the 2 minutes. And now we'll see how Hearst does with the man advantage.
That's Janicki. They get it back to the near side. Klugerman trying to catch up to it. And they can. It's cleared down the ice. Janicki will chase. Janicki, a dangerous weapon out there on the power play. 5th in scoring among defensemen with 6 points to this point of the season. And it's Janicki racing in. Gets hit along the boards. Hearst centers it to the blue line. Klugerman to Janicki to the right side. In the middle, Pichette doesn't get a good shot off. Janicki ends up with the puck. Plays it to the right side to Svarch. Svarch into the circle, tracks back, finds Janicki at the line. Over to Klugerman on the left side, deflected in front, and it's off the body of the netminder boys and then cleared aside to the boards. Klugerman to the circle for Pichette. He tried to get it back to Klugerman. Backhanded pass to the middle. Bazaluk leaves it there. Janicki sends it in. Another kick save made by the goaltender boys. And that one's cleared down the ice. Good penalty kill there by the Cubs, although Hearst did control a lot of the puck on that power play. The Cubs did not give up a whole lot. Now Patterson down the left wing side into the corner. Como finds Patterson again. Swings it around on the right side. Now back in behind the net. No one there in a black and orange shirt. And it'll be cleared by the Cubs again, as Schillinglaw will chase it down the ice. 10 seconds remaining on the Hearst power play, their first of the game, with under 2 minutes to play in the opening period. Como, Patterson, down the right side. Over to Como, in the middle. Kirch is there, but he couldn't get the shot off, and now it's going to be a 3-on-1, maybe a 3-on-2 if he could get back in time. Smith, Biederman on the backhand, denied, another chance, and it's in the back of the net. Bouncing puck rolled over Gennaro, and as the penalty expires, the Cubs go up on the board. It's 1-0. Sobush on the goal.
And for Sobush, that's his 6th goal of the year and his 12th point in 10 games. So he's having himself a heck of a start to the season. And really getting the home faithful here, or I should say the away faithful here. Excited for that first goal to break the deadlock. And you talk about how important that #1 ranked power play is for the Hearst Lumberjacks, but how important is it for the Cubs to be able to come out, kill it, bend but not break on that penalty kill, and get a great opportunity to score like that.
And right off the draw, another chance coming in. They've just drawn a penalty as well. Joffrey. Mazzotta can't control the bouncing puck, and it's touched by the Lumberjacks. And the Lumberjacks, who are down by a goal right now, are going to find themselves down by a man as well with 1:08 to go. Just back to that point on Sobush. 11 points for him coming into the game, while the Cubs as a whole, their 41 goals tops the league coming into this tournament.
Yeah, the Cubs have been lethal for sure, and I saw that firsthand on opening night here at the NOHJL when they hosted the Powassan Voodoos on Rink 1, and they took the Voodoos to task, basically 6-1, 6-2, and it was not a pretty sight for the Powassan Voodoos in that game.
So the Cubs looking to add to it here late in the first period. Ellis to the left side. Biederman's shot comes in. That's high. Smith into the corner for Walker. He gets pushed there. Smith gets the puck back. To the point, Ellis. To the left side, that is Biederman. Sending it on net. It's deflected away. Back into the corner. That's Sobush. Centering for Smith. His shot kicked away by Gennaro. Ellis has it at the half boards. He sends it back to Smith. Up high in the zone. Back to Ellis at the line. Biederman now down low to Sobush. Back to Biederman, and now Ellis in the middle. Takes a shot, deflected, and Sobush just missed scoring his 2nd of the period. Biederman gets control of the puck again. 10 seconds to go. Ellis, no look pass to Biederman. Sends it to the corner, now centers it, and Walker can't put it in. 4.3 seconds remaining. The net gets knocked loose. And there's 56 seconds remaining in the period, with the Cubs ahead 1-0, and their power play looking very good.
Yeah, if you didn't know better, you'd say that the Cubs have the #1 ranked power play in the league coming into this one, and not the Hearst Lumberjacks.
Believe that's Newton to take the draw for the Cubs. He wins it to the near side boards. Mazzotta is on it. 2 seconds, and the time runs out. Here are the first. That was a really quickly played first period that results in the Sudbury Cubs taking a 1-0 lead over Hearst through the first 20 minutes, and they got 52 seconds remaining on the power play when they come back.
Yeah, lots of back and forth action here between the two teams, Matt, and it's been high octane hockey, as you mentioned. It feels like it's gone by in the snap of a finger. And that was a very quick first period. Shots on goal favor the Cubs as well, 12-8, as the Lumberjacks almost feel like they're on their heels just a little bit. And we'll have to see if the momentum carries into the second period. All
right, well, I'm Matthew Sukram, he's Courtney Kenny, and we'll be back for period number 2 here at the Countryside Arena in Sudbury. You're watching the 2022 NOHJL Showcase live on Hockey TV and the Frontline Broadcast YouTube channel. Stay tuned.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back to Sudbury at the Countryside Arena here at Rink 2 as we get ready for the face-off to start the second period of play between the Greater Sudbury Cubs and the Hearst Lumberjacks. And the Greater Sudbury Cubs on the man advantage right now, and they're also up 1-0 in this hockey game, Matt.
Both teams are coming in on win streaks here. The Lumberjacks have won 5 in a row, while the Cubs won their last 2 over each of the Sioux teams. So both teams on good little runs here, trying to keep it going, and the Cubs are in control right now. At the line, Biederman. And switch back over to Biederman. Left side point. Down low to Sobush, the goal scorer so far today. He finds Biederman, puts it in front. Sobush's shot is deflected and into the far side corner. Now Smith looking to pick it up. He gets checked, and that's a stretch pass up ahead. Trying to get it to Svarge. It's past him, but he will be the first one to the puck in the Sudbury zone as the Cubs retreat and knock the puck away from him. And they will skate back out of the zone with it. Out of the reach of Sobush as Janicki gets it. And back down the other way. This is Klugerman. Puts it up. Net save made. Kitch has it. Back to the middle. And Hearst just couldn't really get the shot off there as it ended up on the stick of Emile Pichette. Save made by Gennaro for a stoppage in play. It's about a minute 23 in. Check that, minute 33 in. And Emile Pichette on that last play, he's one of the latest transactions for the Hearst Lumberjacks. Came over in a trade with Swan Valley of the NOHJL. And this is his 4th game in a Lumberjacks uniform. And he's already playing top-line minutes for Hearst. So obviously a guy very sought after by GM Jonathan Blyer with Hearst. Cubs lead 1-0. Coming down the right wing side is McDonald. Dumped towards the netminder boys, and he will just smother that one. 2:04 into the second, 1-0 Cubs.
And that's the thing when talking about Pichette is that, you know, in the early going in the NOHJL season, there's so much movement when it comes to players and rosters, and your roster almost seems like it's in flux till about mid-November, and then you got a trade deadline coming up in early January as well. So, you know, your roster's always in flux, and with Pichette coming in, he looks like he belongs here on this Hearst team, and you have to think he's found quite the home in Hearst as well.
He was held off the score sheet in their last game. No, check that. That's tonight's game. So through the 2 games he's played, he's gotten a goal and an assist in each game. So 4 points through his first 2 games with the Lumberjacks. Puts it on net, and that one's kicked away by the goaltender boys. Kept in the zone. Patterson lets it go by him. Morton. Try to get it back in the corner for Patterson. Now Morton carries him himself, and he flips it through. Now Harley on the far side. Harley gets around a defender, or an attacking forward, I should say, and try to play it through the middle. Nobody there on the receiving end for Hearst, and that's cleared down the ice. I believe that's Kitch there. Knocked off his stick and out of play. With 2:58 gone in the second, and the Cubs up 1-0.
Of course, when it comes to Hearst, you know, they get a good crowd out at pretty much every game. The rink holds about 1,000, 1,200 people or so. And being up in Hearst, you know, they get a good contingent of fans. They love their Lumberjacks hockey up there. And I've never been, but I've heard from anyone who's gone, it's one of the must-see barns in the NOHJL.
I'll take their word for it. Turned over inside the Hearst zone. Chance for Smith, but his shot was blocked. And now the Lumberjacks looking to create some space to get it out of their end. And that looks like Ram Persard on the far side. Looks like a an 8, but turned over. It's Sobush right in front. Biederman was there all alone. Nobody checked the big man, but just could not get it onto his tape. And now it's Palfy the other way, sending it around to the near side. That's Sobush. He can't clear. Basiluk keeps it into the corner for Palfrey. Basiluk down to McDonald. His shot wide. On the far side boards, that's Palfy again. His pass is blocked. Couldn't get it over to McDonald now. Sobush beats him to the puck. Sobush coming in on the left side. The shot right under the arm of the netminder Gennaro, who holds on to it for the save. His 12th of the game with 4:03 gone. 4:03 gone.
And in our quote-unquote out-of-town scoreboard, and by out-of-town I mean 10 feet behind us in the other rink, the LA Lake Red Wings hold a 2-0 lead on the Cochrane Crunch. It's just under midway left, just over 7 minutes left in the second period.
Fired across to the far side. Mathieu Roy carrying it. Jermolenko to the half boards, finding Janicki there. Kicks it to the point. Shot comes in wide, glove side. McDonald at the line. Tries to fire it forward. That one blocked, and it clears. Janicki with it. Fires it right back in. Nicholas Toffoli pushes it out to McCharles. And now Newton. Now McCharles again in the corner, centering. And there's a player there, Walker, could not get a shot off as he was being checked, or kept in check by Kitch. Out of the zone is Drimolenko. Gets knocked off the puck. And now McCharles. Pass up ahead off the skates of Newton. Toffoli picks it up. His shot got caught up amongst the skates, and then he went all the way into the Hearst netminder. The goaltender trying to recover. Wow, I'm surprised they didn't just blow that one down. I mean, Newton Toffoli went right into him. And they just kind of let that play slide. Now Harley chases, and that will be icing called against Sudbury. 5:40 gone in the second period. The Cubs maintaining that 1-goal lead.
Now, I just want to point out the one referee in this game, Jack Hennigan. He has recently announced to be part of the officiating crew of the OHL this year as well. It'll be his first year as part of the OHL officiating crew. So in the NOHJL, not only is it here for developing players to move up or coaches to move up to the next level, also helping out with the officiating as Jack Hennigan, or the man they call Henny, will be getting his crack at the next level on top of continuing in the NOJHL as well.
A busy winter for him.
Yes.
Hearst trying to move that puck towards the front of the net. Picked up back there by Crowder, and he sends it down the ice. This will be icing call. Crowder, 4th in scoring on the Sudbury Cubs. 5 goals, 3 assists for him. And I believe he's one of the bigger guys on this team. Well, aside from the goaltender, Nathaniel Boyce, who comes in at 6'6", Crowder, 6'5", 220 pounds from Lively, Ontario. You got to think he's got a lively shot if he can get into one.
You beat me to the punch. I'm not happy about that. You know, I've been to
Lively. That
Lively.
one was almost too easy, though.
It was too easy. I've been to Lively before, and I can tell you it's not very lively.
More of a sleeper town, would you say?
I would say so, yes.
Here comes Bichette trying to bust through the seam there, and he did, but he forgot the puck before he sent himself through. And we've noticed that with the Cubs here through the first period and a bit into the second is they are not giving up much room in the middle of the ice. Sfarich from the outside rings it off the iron, and it goes out of play.
Did you say Pichette or Bichette?
Pichette?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, Mr. Baseball fan over here. Not that I'm complaining. I mean, go Jays go, and they've officially clinched home field advantage in the wild card
They
series.
certainly have.
So, I mean, go Jays go, but I was just wondering if you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself here as the playoffs begin next week, not this week, or later on anyway. So it should be exciting.
Absolutely.
But I should also say about Lively in their defense, I was there in 2020 during the pandemic. I had to go through.
Wow.
So, I mean, right there and there.
That comes out of the zone. Harris tried to stretch past it, but couldn't get connected. Back and forth in the neutral zone. Patterson. Janicki and now McDonald. Morton gets knocked off the puck by Kevion. Patterson back in his own zone, and Janicki again now down his left side. Up to the red line and dumped in. Morton trying to hold it there. Sent in the corner as he's knocked down. McDonald from the blue line plays it in. Patterson centering, backhanded chance right on the doorstep, but Boyce makes the save.
Big, solid save by Boyce, his best of the game so far. Making that save for the Sudbury Cubs here is right all on the doorstep were the Lumberjacks, and got 2 whacks at it, and he was able to stop both of them. So really good to see him put together a solid effort like that and keep this a 1-0 game for the Cubs.
Andrew Morton on a line with Patterson and Como. Morton with 4 goals has him tied for first among rookie scoring. Patterson comes in with the 3rd most points on this Hearst team with 5. And then Matthew Como rounds out the top 5 with 8 points. So that's a good line for Morton to be on, with Patterson and Como trying to set him up.
Yeah, there's a lot of offense between these two teams. And like you mentioned, even with rookies and whatnot, but I mean, Biederman and Klugerman, they're both of them respectively leading their teams in scoring. And it's just a lot of, or in Demers as well with Hearst. It's just a lot of offense here on this ice surface, and shocking that it's only a 1-0 game as of right now.
Well, then we got to turn our attention and give some love to the goaltenders.
Yeah, that is true.
Right? That's where we're at, with Boyce and Gennaro making the stops necessary. 13-12 are the shots in favor of the Cubs to this point. Harley trying to get the puck out. Stopped by Sobush, who shoves it back into the corner. Smith on the far side for the Cubs. Can't get it centered. And now Hearst will get it out. That's Palfy. Big hit thrown. They've got some room to work with here. One of the defenders has lost a stick, but the Cubs, no, they can't clear. Got it to the line. Still in the zone. Hearst with some time and room, but not doing anything much with the puck. And now Schillinglaw gets it to the line. There's centering shot coming in. That got blocked by Biederman. Schillinglaw throws a big hit, knocking down Sobush. But it's the Cubs who end up with the puck. Kevion, he can't clear. Smith, and finally it's sent down the ice. And no icing call as it will reach the netminder Gennaro. I don't think either coach liked what happened in that last minute there. I mean, Hearst had lots of opportunities with the odd man in on the attacking zone. Didn't do much with the puck, and then Sudbury just kept giving Hearst the puck.
Yeah, it was almost like keep away, but keep away from ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want it.
For two teams that boast impressive offenses, I mean, that wasn't very impressive at all.
Yeah. Hot potato.
We'll see if anyone can recover here. Ellis gets knocked off the puck. To the line, carried out. Matthew Raw sends it in. Big save and a big rebound made by Boyce. Off the far side boards. Pinching in was Janicki. Sending it in the corner. Waugh trying to take it off his man, but skating out of that area is McCharles. McCharles makes a move to get around Jermolenko. Sets it up to Walker. Can't get a shot off as he's pressured by Janicki. Walker tries to center it. That play's broken up as he gets it away from Crowder. Jermolenko in control in his own zone. Gets it out to Svaric. Svaric sends it down into the corner. Battles with Mazzotta back there. Mazzotta finds a loose puck and sends it out of the zone. Janicki will chase. Crowder right behind him. Those are two big guys going into the zone. Pichette with it. Gets it up to head to Klugerman. Dishes off to Svaric, coming in with speed. Stops at the hash marks to catch the shot. Blocker save made. Pichette off the boards. Skating in. Takes a shot off the mask of boys. Out to the neutral zone. Crowder has some room now going in. Crowder's shot is stopped by the goaltender Gennaro, and he'll hold on to it for stoppage and play. 8:28 to go. We're halfway, more than halfway, through the second period.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
On that last play with Crowder, Matt, it was a very slow developing play. The puck got around and got to him. I don't think he expected it to get to him because he had almost given up on the play. And the next thing, oh my goodness, the pucks came through to me. Like, what am I going to do with it? And ended up being a good scoring chance for the Cubs anyways. But still, Gennaro just doing his part here for Hearst to keep them in it. And same with boys at the other end.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. It seems like a lot of time in this second period when a player has gotten the puck, it's almost as if it's come as a surprise, which I get it. The puck is lively tonight. Like, it is bouncing all over the place. So maybe some guys are just having a hard time reading the play. But yeah, for two teams that, boast a lot of offense, the goaltenders and the defense have really stymied them, and that may have been the game plan going into this one from both sides. It's, all you can do really as a coach is limit the opposition's scoring chances. So if that's what you've been hounding on your team, I mean, you can't put the puck in the net for your players, right? They have to go out self on in the second period. And the Cubs hanging on to that 1-0 lead. Play inside the Cubs zone now. In behind the goal line. Patterson. McDonald whips it back around. Patterson into the corner. He's getting support from Morton. And it's still just stuck over there. Morton and Patterson looking for control. Como now skates into a lot of traffic set up at the bottom of the circle, and it's cleared down the ice. Janicki chasing. No icing here. A long way around the boards to get that one from McDonald. Gets it up to head to Pichette, who finds Klugerman. Klugerman has knocked off his stick, trying to get it back. Biederman gets it loose, finds it on the far side, and carries it out. Knocked off his stick, and Klugerman is going to get sent to the box for high sticking after he was hooked down here on the boards and didn't get the benefit of the doubt on that call. So the Cubs are going to get another power play here.
Yeah, and the Cubs have looked very dangerous on the power play so far in this game. So a bit of a tough break for Klugerman on that one, especially when, you're already down 1-0 to this team, 6:54 left in the second. And now you've just given them a chance to go out there and try and get a second goal and try and put themselves even further ahead. Shots also 15-14 in favor of the Greater Sudbury Cubs as well. And like I said, it keeps throwing me for a loop that they're on the visitor side of that scoreboard.
They've been held to just three shots this period. While Hearst has gotten 6. So I think that tells you all you need to know about how stingy this game has been for the offenses, especially in this period. There's another shot that's blocked. Picked up by Palffy. Palfy up to the red line and then dumps it down. I don't know if he realized they were on the penalty kill there. I mean, he dumped it in as if he was trying to avoid icing on that play.
I think he was trying to eat up as much time as possible, but yeah, it looked like a really weird developing play.
Turnover, Drimolenko going in, fires it wide. Smith dumps it in. And now Sobush in behind the net. Sobush down the far side boards, leaves it there, skating out in front. Walker, his shot is blocked and cleared down the ice. 45 seconds remaining in the penalty to Klugerman, with 5.5 to play in this second period. Cubs still ahead 1-0. And looking to add to it here on the power play. Crowder on the right side. Feeds it through the legs of, looks like Carrier there, and then it was gobbled up by Gennaro. First stoppage in play.
With just over a minute left, the other game here happening at the Countryside Arena, the Elliott Lake Red Wings, I should say, are up 3-1 over the Cochrane Crunch in that game. So, bit of a tighter game over there as well, including this 1-0 game, but some scoring going on between those two teams.
Puck gets fired up and out of the zone. Not giving up on the play there. Drimolenko tried to set it up for Mentenko, who is streaking through the neutral zone there. They've killed off the penalty. Back to 5-on-5 play with under 5 minutes to go in the second period. Toffoli carrying it all the way down on the backhand. His shot is denied by Gennaro.
That was another strange developing play as well, as Toffoli just kind of went in and just skated through and nobody really stopped him, and then he just allowed right in front of, the Hearst netminder and was able to get a clean shot away from a very dangerous area of the ice.
And I don't know if the penalty killers were just exhausted by that point. They'd been out there for a little bit, so they're just saying, okay, Gennaro, you got to make this save here. Pichette sending it down the right wing for Svaric. Now Crane behind the net. Hearst trying to come out of that area with the puck. Turnover at the line. McCharles with speed on the left wing side. Skates to the middle, puts it through the skates, and then gets a shot off, but wide of the net. How about Marshall? McCharles not giving up on that play as that puck is knocked out of play with 4 minutes to go in the second period.
Yeah, the former U16 North Bay Trapper, draft pick of the Sudbury Wolves. Not looking out of place here in the early going for the Sudbury Cubs with how he's been playing and through the early going in the NOHJL season in general, and picking up a couple of goals, couple of assists. Looking pretty good for a rookie in this league so far.
So that is the interesting thing. The Sudbury Cubs are not the affiliate team of the Wolves, but a couple of Wolves prospects do play on this team.
So the way I was described by Thomas Mercier, who is a lot more in the know when it comes to Sudbury hockey than I am.
Here's a shot that Gennaro will stop.
McCharles had just committed to the Cubs because they were originally the affiliate of the Wolves. He committed, and then about 2 or 3 weeks later was when the announcement was made, no, we're going with the Espanola Paper Kings.
Interesting. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Mercier.
If I'm Mr. McCharles, I'm kind of like, thanks.
When the Brampton Battalion moved up to North Bay, I thought that the Trappers would have become the affiliate team.
Were they not that 1 year? I thought they were the 1 year that they came up.
I don't think they were. I could be wrong on that, but it's going about 10 years back now.
Yeah,
so for
ancient history.
Yeah, but the Voodoos came along very quickly after, and I think that's a nice piece to tie in the region together. Powassan just about half an hour outside of North Bay, and you do have Powassan players who live and go to school in North Bay that play for the Voodoos. And then you're in the area, so some of them do get to practice with the battalion, including Rismond, the defender for the Voodoos.
Not only that, but we've seen a lot of great battalion prospects go on to become great battalion players who've played for the Voodoos, like Daniel Walker, Justin Brazo, Steve Harlan, Joe Verbetic.
Stevie Hockey, that's it. Here's a chance for the Cubs. That one just wide of the net on the glove side. And then they get a secondary chance and put it in. Sudbury up 2-0 with 2:25 to play in the second period. And it is Carter Joffrey getting the goal.
I think it's actually Sobush that led the charge back to the bench.
Okay, well, his sleeve was, yeah, you might be right.
So that's Sobush's second of the game. We'll have to see what the official scoring is. But if it is Sobush's second of the game, that's his 7th on the season in 10 games. So he's heating up at a pretty good time.
Yeah, he certainly is. I believe he didn't get a point in his last game, which snapped a 6-game point streak for him, but now he's got 2 to kind of make up for that.
Yeah,
he had a 6-game point streak from the season opener against Powassan all the way up to the September 22nd game against French River, where he had his season high 3-point game with 2 goals and an assist. He was pointless the following night against the Sioux Eagles, had 2 assists the following night against the Sioux Eagles again, and then was held pointless against the Thunderbirds on Sunday.
I think he'll take the 2 goals here tonight after being held pointless on Sunday.
That's it. So in the 10 games played so far this season, Sobush has picked up points in 8 of them. Yeah, that's pretty good. A minute and a half to play, and here he comes again. Into the corner. Back around on the near side. And really, since about the mid-period break, I mean, Hearst just seems like they got the wind knocked out of them a bit as Crowder fires that one in on Gennaro, and he makes a save. Actually, really, since the penalty call, I think Sudbury really kind of took over at that point, and they have been firing on all cylinders since then.
Well, if you look at the shots on goal now, it's 20-14 in favor of the Cubs, and it's a 2-0 lead with 1:10 left in the second. So, I mean, the Cubs really trying to pour it on a little bit, and Gennaro doing his part here to keep the Lumberjacks in it.
They've outshot them 7-0 since about the 8-minute mark of this period, where through the first 12 minutes, really it seemed like it was Hearst that was going to tie things up and get that next one. That one's out of play. Face-off will stay inside the Hearst zone with 51 seconds remaining in this second period. That second goal coming unassisted.
Yeah, and it is credited to Sobush as well, so that is his second of the game officially. And it's at the end of the second period right now between Elliott Lake and Cochrane. It's still 3-1 for Elliott Lake.
Backhanded off the draw into the corner. Crowder plays it in behind the net looking for Shanks. Shanks sends it to the line. Kevion's shot is off the toe of the netminder Gennaro. Now it's Pachek going one-on-one with Kevion. He sets it up to Klugerman. Klugerman fans on the shot again. That's the second time in this game that he's done that. But then he gets tripped up, and that call is coming against Sudbury, and that'll be a welcomed one for Klugerman.
Will be for sure after there was may have been a missed call on him earlier, and then he took a penalty himself, which resulted in a lot of momentum going towards Sudbury. And now we sit here, and now with some hard work and effort, he's able to draw a penalty call against the Cubs, and we'll have to see if that'll give them some momentum going into the third here, as barring a quick goal in the next 24 seconds, the Lumberjacks will take this man advantage into the third period.
Klugerman off the draw, wins it back. Big shot coming in from Svaric that goes wide. Klugerman, 4 power play goals, that leads the league. and his 9 goals overall also lead the league. So he's been looking for this kind of an opportunity all game. But he'll have to wait until the third period to make do on it, as the Sudbury Cubs will head to the locker room, into the visitors' locker room in front of their home fans with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, bit of a strange situation for sure, for the Sudbury Cubs being a visiting team in their own barn, so to speak, even though this isn't the rink side that they play on. But anyways, still up 2-0 with the shots 20-14 through 40 minutes of play, and now with the man advantage as well going into the third period. It's just been a great game to watch so far, and a lot of back and forth action as both teams have kind of stymied one another. But the Cubs starting to pull away a little bit, but we'll be back with more on the front line after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road. Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
Well, our player to watch for the Greater Sudbury Cubs was number 24, Nolan Newton, who's had himself a heck of a start to his rookie campaign here, but he's been a little quiet in this one. And our player to watch for the Hearst Lumberjacks is Riley Klugerman, who is currently tied for the NOHJL scoring lead with 17 points with his teammate Zach Demers. He did draw a penalty in the second period, but other than that, he's been relatively quiet in this one. But we'll see what happens at the start of the third period with 1:30 left on the clock on the power play that Klugerman did draw. I'm Courtney Kenny. Here's Matt Sukram with the rest of the call.
Thanks, Courtney, and that's Klugerman down the ice through the neutral zone over the blue line to the right wing side, in behind the net, flipped around, and it's Janicki at the line, flips it across to the right side. Svarish, now Janicki again. Klugerman sends it in, deflected right into the pads, it's still loose, and Boyce is able to kick it away. And it's cleared as Sudbury sends it down the ice. Klugerman with a quick pass, or Gennaro with a quick pass up to Klugerman. Pass to the far side. Ellis kicks it around in the corner. Svarish gets stopped. Pichette to the point. Janicki shot comes in, knocked off the glove, and now knocked off the side of the net. In behind the net. Sudbury trying to get it out of their attacking zone. "20 seconds remaining. Loose puck comes out off the end boards. Cleared down the ice. And Gennaro will stop it. Waits out the play. And finds Klugerman again. Riley Klugerman. Down the right wing. In on net. With time running down. Sets it up. The shot is blocked by Toffoli. And out of play. And that ends the power play for Hearst.
What a great block by Toffoli on that one, as that was a very dangerous opportunity in the slot area for the Hearst Lumberjacks coming off that power play. For them to have this lead and get their first goal, make it a 2-1 game with still lots of the third period to go. But a great block by Toffoli just goes to show it's always a good time to put the body on the line when a shot's coming in on net.
And I was actually talking to Thomas Mercy in the VIP lounge during the intermission just about the expectations of this game versus what we're seeing. And I think a lot of people felt going into this one, get ready for some high-octane offense, and we just haven't seen it, not just on the score clock, but also the chances. And again, it's really coming down to the defense just staying in their lane and not giving up a whole lot.
Yeah, they've done a great job, both teams, really, in limiting the big chances and limiting the secondary chances, which is also, could be killer for a team and really deflate you, really take some of your momentum away. But both teams are really good at clearing out in front of their net, and the shots that have beaten, Hearst so far have been great shots and great attempts to get in the back of the net.
And what's interesting is both goaltenders come in with an .890 save percentage. So it's not like they're setting the world on fire. This is just... I really think this comes down to... This was just a very well-coached, well-scouted game on both sides. Knowing what the other team was going to bring to the table. But we still have 17 minutes left in this one, and we'll see if that narrative changes as Como has the puck at the top of the circle, turns it around, backhands it, bouncy puck into the boards, comes back out. Carrier plays it in behind the net. Centered, it went off the toe of the goaltender boys and cleared out of the zone on the carry. That's McCharles. Now Crowder. To the left side, walking in Mazzata. In behind the net, McCharles is there, trying to help him out. Mazzata being held on those boards. Mazzata walking back to the left wing. It's knocked off his stick at the line. In on the half boards. Cleared back up to the line. And sent to the far side or the near side corner and cleared out. Landers flips it ahead. Harris coming in. He's got some skaters with him. Landers shot fired wide. Off the half boards. Big battle over there. Siren with it. Flips it back to the far side. Mazzotta tries to center it. That puck got blocked. And Hearst skates out of the zone with it. Harley down the left wing side. Gregory Harley still on the carry. Looks to center it. Can't get a shot off. Hearst maintains possession in the far side. Another chance to center it. Another defensive effort by Sudbury that results in them getting the puck out of the zone, blocking that pass. 15:45 remaining in the third period. Sudbury up 2-0. Both goals courtesy of Sobush. Both of them even strength. Janicki holding his man on the boards, but Biederman gets to the puck, sends it across the zone. Shot comes in for the left side, that's stopped, and then another chance is blocked as well, and that's going to result slashing the call against Hearst. And they're down by 2, and this is not the spot they want to see themselves in at this point in the game.
No, this will be a big penalty kill for the Lumberjacks if they want to stay in this game. And, of course, you know, you don't want to go down 3-0 with 15:20 left on the clock, especially when Sudbury's been doing a good job of out-shooting you, although there have been no shots registered yet in the third period. So it's still 20-14 in favor of the Cubs. We'll see if that gives some momentum to the Cubs here moving forward.
Smith's shot, stop, rebound, chance, it's in! Walker buries it, and the Cubs, with a quick power play marker, make it 3-0 in the third.
That's Cameron Walker, the Sudbury, Ontario native, playing for the hometown team, of course. And what a goal that was for him, as that's his 6th goal of the season. 6 goals in 9 games already for him. So, yeah, this team, when the guys that have been driving the offense, they've really been driving the offense for them, as well as as Biederman has Biederman and Walker are now tied for the team lead, or I should say Sobush has the team lead of 13 points. But Biederman and Walker both have 12. The next closest after that is 8.
A league high 41 goals, that creeps up to 44 now. In their 10th game of the season. 4.4 goals per game is the average. I think that's right. Yeah, that'll be right. Here comes Toffoli down the ice. And Toffoli gets tangled up in the middle of the zone with Janicki. Both of them are holding on to each other's sticks. And then nobody had a stick at the end of it. 14:30 remaining in the third. As the Hearst Lumberjacks have not trailed often this season through their 8 games of the year. 8 games played this year. They've got a 5-game winning streak on the line as Renaud sends it in. Although the Cubs come in having won 2 in a row, and they are 3-2 in their last 5 played. Icing will be called as Joffrey gets to the puck in the Sudbury zone.
In the rink to our behind our broadcast, it's a 3-2 hockey game now for Elliott Lake as Cochrane slowly clawed their way back into it. Just under 12 minutes to go in the third period of that one. So Cochrane doing what they can to make that a close game.
Cochrane in their last 2 games had to play Hearst back-to-back in a home-and-home against the Lumberjacks, and those resulted in 4-2 and 2-1 wins for Hearst. So games that weren't really out of hand by any stretch of the imagination if you're on the crunch side. Where if you're the Hearst Lumberjacks looking at that, you're just going, yeah, that's just taking care of business. You know, that's coming off of a 7-3 win against the Sioux Thunderbirds. That followed or preceded a 6-2 win against the Thunderbirds. And then the Hearst Lumberjacks also in that 5-game stretch with a 7-1 win over Kirkland Lake.
Yeah, and for Cochrane, I mean, I know that there's a lot of turnover in this league, but still the psyche of the fans and the team must be a little bit hurt after only winning 2 games all season long last year. And I mean, this is a team that had championship aspirations a few years ago. They won the league championship against the precursor to these Cubs, the Rayside Balfour Kings, a few years ago. So you have to think that only having 2 wins in the first full year after COVID, really not a great sign of things for the Crunch faithful.
$13:38 remaining in the third period, and Crowder is going to the box, so the Cubs penalized here. And we'll see if Hearst can get themselves on the scoreboard and try to make a game out of it here.
This is kind of like the French River Espanola game from earlier today, where French River won 3-0, and it's not that Espanola looked like they were bad during the game. In fact, they looked like the better team for most of the game. And same with Hearst. Hearst has looked like a good team here.
No call coming there as Smith just completely pulls down Schillinglaw. But here they come on a 3-on-2, shot right into the pads of the goaltender boys, and he covers it up for a stoppage and play. I'm surprised they didn't call that one.
Yeah, might have gotten away with one for sure, especially here in the third period, as Smith immediately goes for a line change just to be like, you didn't see me out here. What are you talking about? I was on the bench the whole time.
Kish has the puck. Como in the middle, and I believe it was Morton that was right there. Couldn't get off a clean shot, and it's cleared down the ice. 1:15 remaining on the power play for the Lumberjacks. 12:50 to go in the third, and the Lumberjacks have just 1 shot since the 8-minute mark of last period. Talk about a turnaround for the Cubs. And that's the danger I've found in this league, is if you aren't able to capitalize on your chances, that other team can come up and make you regret that quickly. And that was almost a turnover in a dangerous spot for Hearst. Basiluk coming in. Drops it back to Klugerman. He finds Janicki with lots of room. Walking in, the shot off the shoulder of the goaltender boys and out of play.
And you mentioned the North Bay Trappers earlier, and I just thought I would give out some useless information about how the Trappers are connected to the Hearst Lumberjacks. The Trappers moved to Mattawa for a season. Then they went to Iroquois Falls for a year after that. And then from Iroquois, they were bought and moved to Hearst. So technically, the Hearst Lumberjacks
are the old NOHJL North Bay Trappers.
Yep. Weird to think about, but that's the situation that we're in.
So in their media stats book, do their franchise records contain what the Trappers did, or? I'm
going to say no, but good question, because you think it would.
I mean, in the OHL, they do that, right? Some of the Saginaw Spirit records contain names like Nick Kiprios, who played for the North Bay Centennials.
That's true.
Here's Janicki to the left side. Klugerman to the right side, the shot scores! One-timer! It's in the back of the net as Mason Sfarage scores on the power play, and Hearst are into it now. It's 3-1.
I think that might be another one of those instances that we had earlier where it was at the end of the power play, but still during that time where the power play is still kind of in effect, even though on the scoreboard it says 0 seconds left. So I believe it came at 5-on-5, but some life finally for the Hearst Lumberjacks here with 11:34 left in the third period. And we'll have to see if that continues on with what is going on back there? I have no idea. But they'll have to see if there's a little bit of momentum there as the Hearst Lumberjacks. There was a little bit of funny stuff going on with Janicki after the play.
Like an equipment exchange.
Yeah.
Somebody had the wrong glove, and
here's your yard sale, here's my yard sale.
So, yeah, that, anyway. You know, I was going to say, the last time Hearst entered the zone, they had a good passing play to drop it back to Janicki that created a lot of space, and that was really the first time since the early stage of the second period where you saw them cycle the puck around really well, and then they did it again on that play that led to that goal. So we'll see if they can continue to do that with that extra guy back out there now for Sudbury. But they haven't played well 5-on-5 since about halfway through the second period. No,
they haven't, and again, we'll have to see if that adds to the momentum here for the Lumberjacks. 3-1 now, the score, 10:40 left in the third. And so far, the Lumberjacks, looking for some life, like we said, that goal might help them. And another thing I just want to mention, too, is that the Lumberjacks might go down as the longest defending champs in the NOHJL just because...
That's right, because of the pandemic, right?
Yeah, they won in 2019, and then there was no championship awarded in 2020. And then it was kind of like an exhibition season in 2021. And then finally we had a bit of a full year last year where the Sioux Thunderbirds were able to beat the Hearst Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on what you look as undefeated in terms of repeats and that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, really, I mean, they had a full season where they were defending champs when that never happens, right?
That's right.
Unless you go and win again.
Kevion with the puck inside the Sudbury zone. Played to the far side. Off the boards, Kitch picks it up. Kitch backtracking into his own zone with 10 minutes to go in the third. Roy backhands it off the boards. Shanks tries to fire it in. Harley behind the net. Played to the far side. Trying to get it out. Bazaluk. And he'll just skate it out himself. Now he found Matthew Waugh. Played in the far side corner. That's Palfy. Lost possession, and it's Crowder the other way for Sudbury. Crowder down the left wing side. Puts on the brakes. Trying to skate to the middle. And then there's a couple of... I don't even know what you call that. I mean, in wrestling, that's a body-to-body, but...
Bringing it back, can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
There you go. Yeah, Crowder's going to go to the box for that. That was a lot. That was aggressive, man. That was...
And you could tell it's a little much when both referees put their arm up, right?
One is, 200 feet away from the player,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And he went, yeah, that doesn't look good. So with 9:10 on the clock in the third period, the Lumberjacks down by 2, but another power play here for Hearst. Their lone goal coming, well, no, it came just as the power play was expiring. Janicki and Smith throws Janicki into the boards. Carrying it back up the ice. Pichette looking to keep his goal-scoring streak going. That gets knocked loose. It comes to the front of the net. Play is blown down, and we'll see if anything else gets handed out here after that play.
Doesn't really look like it. It's a little bit slow developing there for the players to kind of, okay, I guess we'll go back to our bench, type of thing. But, yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be any penalties handed out here with 8:36 left. 1:26 left on the power play as well, so we'll have to see again if Hearst is able to make something out of this minute 26 as they win the faceoff back to the neutral zone.
Pass up ahead, Basiluk coming in. Still on the boards. At the point, Klugerman, center to Janicki, sent in front, deflected, and it's kicked away off the pads of the goaltender boys. Klugerman, back to Janicki in the middle. To the right side, Svaric carries it in, down low, they try to feed it in front, and Klugerman is just a step too late to get to that puck, and it's cleared down the ice. Already just 50 seconds remaining in this power play as Klugerman brings it back down the ice. Klugerman puts on the brakes at the blue line. Now sweeps into the left side, centers it to Schillinglaw. His shot is blocked, but Schillinglaw gets down and keeps the puck alive in the zone. In behind the net, centered, and that one's kicked away. Klugerman back behind the net. Patterson back there to the half boards, and now Schillinglaw to the left side. Klugerman takes a shot into the glove. Boy says, look what I found.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that if your boy's getting that one. Although from Klugerman, you're always on your toes a little bit, thinking that maybe it might be a little bit tougher handcuff. And when I just said the last update on the game in the other rink, it's getting a little bit tighter with the scoring. Well, guess what? It's 5-2 for Elliott Lake now over Cochrane. So it was 3-2 at our last update. They have 5 minutes left in the third period on that one. So it looks like Elliott Lake may take that one over the Cochrane Crunch 5-2.
Schillinglaw. Como struggled with that puck. Schillinglaw can't keep it in, and that will end the power play for the Lumberjacks. Just over 7 minutes to go in the third period. The Lumberjacks down by 2. With their 5-game winning streak on the line, there's a hard hit. Crane pinching in on the right side. Off a couple of skates, Como. Looking ahead down his left wing. 3 Sudbury players basically blocked that attempt, and now it's Biederman going in, but he's knocked off the puck. On the defensive play by Kitch. Back into the zone, it's a 2-on-2, Shanks with it. Shanks in the middle, goes to his backhand, feeds it in front, and Biederman buries it. It's 4-1 Sudbury as Biederman bats it into the back of the net. Bears beats Biederman, goal.
And that was a pretty goal, too, by Biederman on the nice tip attempt there. Shanks gets it in and gets a nice assist to him. So it'll be Shanks' 4th assist of the season, but that's Biederman's 5th goal of the year. So Biederman back up challenging for the team lead in points once again. And, of course, like Dwight Schrute would be, never satisfied with a 4-1 lead.
For Biederman, he came into the game with 12 points. That was 6th overall in the league. He also had a 6-game point streak earlier this season and finds himself back on the score sheet. And I think if you're head coach Marc-Alain Bégin for the Hearst Lumberjacks, you cannot be happy with the way Hearst tried to clear the zone there.
No, not at all. And there's another penalty coming here. This time it'll be against the Sudbury Cubs again. So we'll have to see if Hearst is once again able to pull the game back to within 2.
Oh, boy.
A little bit of extracurriculars going on in the far corner.
And now some clear frustration on the part of the Lumberjacks where, again, I haven't seen all their games, but the Cubs are really really making things difficult tonight. I mean, after you win 5 in a row, you're kind of sitting on cloud 9, right? And you're just thinking everything might come easy for you, but they have really made them work. And especially in the opening stages of that second period, I really felt like Hearst was just a matter of moments away from getting on the scoreboard, and it didn't happen, and instead they go down 2-0. And that really has been the story of the game here. And then even opening up in the third period, I don't want to say they lacked a sense of urgency, but they just couldn't find that extra gear to make things difficult in the Sudbury zone. So now if you're looking at it, 5 minutes remaining, you're down by 3. You've got several guys that can score. You're looking to those guys to show a little bit of leadership here, as Klugerman is one of those guys, comes on the ice and he's pressured out of the zone by Shanks. He's got probably, a foot on him there in size? My goodness.
Yeah, there's a bit of a difference for sure. It's like a hobbit and a regular person in Lord of the Rings.
Here's Klugerman. Plays it to the goal line. Under a minute to go on this power play for Hearst. Klugerman, cross zone pass. Back up high to Janicki. Sends it on net. They had it on the side, and they could not get a good shot off as Emile Pichette fans on it. Puts it back in front, and that one's denied. Sent down the ice. You know, in their last 2 wins, it's been pretty much all Emile Pichette. Right? He's got 4 points in those 2 games, really moving this offense along. But outside the first period, I mean, Pichette had a couple of really nice chances in the first period. And the net has come loose in the Sudbury zone as the puck was getting moved through the neutral zone. But the Sudbury Cubs did a good job to limit him in that second period.
They did, and then they haven't really given him much space at all. It's almost like the Cubs are suffocating every aspect of the ice from their defensive zone to the offensive zone. Anytime Hearst gets on the puck or Pichette even comes close to touching it, basically the Cubs are on them right away and able to really, like I said, suffocate all aspects of the game right now.
Alfie to take the draw, 23 seconds remaining in the Hearst power play. The Cubs win the draw. Send it down the ice. A nice catch there at the blue line. And we'll see what Hearst can do with it going forward here. Schillinglaw dumps it in. Good chance off the end boards. Good bounce for Hearst. They keep it alive at the line. Kitch moving it in. His shot is blocked. Back to 5-on-5 play now, with 3:35 to go in the third. Sudbury up 4-1. Mentenko coming in. Drops it back. Back to Mentenko. Jermolenko is down there trying to help him out. Alfie jumps in, and the puck gets cleared. And the netminder, Gennaro, not even looking at the bench, thinking with a 3-goal deficit, it's probably better just to stay between the pipes here. But you never know with under 3 to play. Here's Crane with the shot. Gets right through to Gennaro, who makes the save. And that'll be our mid-period break with 2:46 remaining.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
And of course, it's not really 3 stars because we've been through this now a couple of times today. It's each team gets a player of the game, and that's who we'll be talking about post-game. But usually in the Powassan Voodoos or, a non-NOHJL showcase game, yes, we have 3 stars to talk about, but tonight it's just 2, one from each team.
Any early picks on your side?
Sobush is going to get it from Sudbury.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to get it from Hearst.
Maybe Klugerman, the goal scorer?
Maybe. It might be him or it might be the goaltender because there hasn't really been much on her side.
Sorry, Svarge was the goal scorer. Klugerman got the assist. Yeah, it's I mean,
it's a toss-up for the Lumberjacks.
it really is, and which is a little disappointing because, you know, this was the talk of the tournament coming into day one, as that's a hand pass, you know, right? And I mean, we talked about that, and, you know, a 4-1 game, okay, you look at that on the score sheet, that's not a bad result, but again, the defense has just been so good on both sides of the ice that the highly touted offense from both these clubs just really wasn't there for the majority of this game.
No, it hasn't been. And even then, even though it feels like a 4-1 hockey game, it doesn't feel like one team has scored a lot of goals.
Exactly.
Just the way that it's gone. It doesn't feel like, you know, Sudbury's walked away with it, even though they are up 4-1. It's been quite the back and forth affair, but you're kind of disappointed to see Hearst only put up one goal.
That's Ellis. Pass across to Cohen. Back to Ellis. And dumped down the ice. That's Harley. Sent down the left wing side. Ellis will get there first. Bit of a shove there. As, I believe Carrier down there. Check that. Ramperstar was just trying to throw bodies around instead of even going after the puck. And that's going to result in a penalty coming up against the Cubs, as Ellis will be led to the box. So 1:56 remaining, and a 2-minute power play coming up for Hearst. And this is really doing wonders for the penalty kill numbers for the Sudbury Cubs.
Yeah. And just a quick update, as I believe it is officially over. It's 5-2 victory for the Red Wings over the Cochrane Crunch. So that'll do it for Rink 1 today. One more game coming up this evening between the Sioux Thunderbirds and the Timmins Rock right here. And you can find it on Hockey TV. You can find it on the Frontline YouTube channel as well. It'll be coming up shortly after this game.
Klugerman to the point. Janicki, now to Klugerman, walking in, sets it up, back to Janicki, the shot gets through, blocker save made by Boys. That one's cleared down the ice, 1:30 to go. Would you believe me if I told you this was the 7th power play of the game for Hearst?
Wow.
Right?
Why does that not feel right? What is with this game and not feeling right on any of this stuff?
It really doesn't.
Maybe it's because our brains are fried at this point in the afternoon.
Klugerman through the middle, but he's pushed out to the outside. Janicki at the point. Back to the half boards. That's Svarich. He takes a shot. That one doesn't get through. Pichette to Janicki. Now Klugerman coming in. His shot deflected and went into the near side corner. Klugerman can't hold the line, and that's sent down the ice with 45 seconds remaining in the game. And now just over 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Fanning on that attempt to get it into the zone was Waugh. Followed up by Jamalenko bringing it in. Rampersad. Sent to the right side. Big shot, save made, rebound chance, it's in. Hearst get a late one on the power play, so they'll be 1 for 7 on the evening. And I believe that'll be the first NOHJL goal for Matthew Waugh, as the puck was picked up after the goal was scored.
It was a nice goal, too, able to bat that one in after it came to him in the slot off the rebound. Really looking like Vlad Guerrero Jr. out there. And really getting Hearst back to within 2. And I mean, going 1 for 7 on the power play, not good numbers you want to carry on for the whole season.
That one just went wide of the net. With 8 seconds left. Oh, the Hearst Lumberjacks. Oh, there's a big hit at the end of that play. And that's going to do it. The Sudbury Cubs will skate away with a 4-2 win over Hearst. in a game that really was decided in the middle of the defensive zones, where both teams just jammed those areas, didn't give up a whole lot in that space. And I think on the coaching side, you're probably pretty happy with the defensive effort. But maybe tomorrow it's back to the drawing board, seeing how we can get back on the offensive side that has been the talk of the league to this point of the season.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
Just waiting for the player of the game presentation here for both teams. Again, I'd be a betting man and say Sobush is going to get it for Sudbury. And we'll have to see. It is the goaltender, Gennaro, who picks it up for the Lumberjacks. If I was betting, I would have made money at the casino tonight. And there's Sobush.
I really would have loved it if boys had just skated out there right now, too.
All I'm saying is, instead of figuring out a restaurant to go for, Mike, hey, happy birthday, by the way. All I'm saying is we can go to Sudbury Casino right now, and I'm going to place it all on.
Put it all on 91.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Entire
bank account. Goodbye.
All right. All right, so to wrap up this one, it's a 4-2 win for the Sudbury Cubs over the Hearst Lumberjacks. We've got one more game coming up for you tonight, as the Timmins Rock will say just bring it to the Sioux Thunderbirds at 6:45. We'll see you then. For Courtney, I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.